Hi everyone, it's Sheila again. I have just come back from the surgeon for my second checkup since the surgery, and I thought I would give a little bit of an update since I've been kind of silent. Couple of things. I know a lot of people have been saying that, oh, you look so calm and you look so under control with everything, but most people who know me know that this is all falling out. Oh, there it is. It's every time I touch it, there is a lot of hair that's falling out. That is a huge amount of stress. Next time I talk to you, I might be bald. Who knows? We'll see. But I do take clumps of hair out every single time I touch my hair. It is a stressful process to go through, regardless of what you decide to do or what you decide not to do. It's stressful, and so I guess I just hide it pretty well. I'm all bandaged up again. I know this used to be a really nice swooping neckline, but now it just sort of combines into the bandage. And today he had to cut open a bit of a seroma to let out some fluid. But he's happy with how it's healing. He's happy with how it's looking. I'm a little sore in terms of movement and mobility, but what he did today actually helped a fair amount. So I have a little bit more mobility today, and I hope I can sleep a little better tonight. The main thing that I haven't caught you up on is the pathology. So I'm going to present this my way, which is all positive, because it turns out that cancer is measured for its aggressiveness on a scale to 9. So there's 3 different factors, each one rated out of 3. And if you have 3 out of 9, it's considered, well, not obviously it's cancer and it's not great, but you're probably gonna do okay. Whereas mine is a 9, so it's super aggressive. And there's also an enzyme that they measure within the tumor, and if a percentage of the tumor is expressing this enzyme, it's K167, that it's considered aggressive. So 10 to 13% of the Ki67 would be considered not great. Mine is 70%. So the surgeon was a little surprised to see that, and he sort of said, I don't know why you're not dead. I said, well, obviously I've been doing something right. So as some people know, that this was first presented itself in 2016. So I've been kind of walking around with a very extremely aggressive cancer for 3 years. And I'm still walking around. So I think that everything that you all helped me to do was the right choice. I said to him, well, if I've been walking around with this for 3 years, that doesn't seem to make sense to me. And he said, it doesn't really make sense to me either. Obviously, you have a very strong immune system, which you also know I don't, because I have Crohn's disease. So I have a wacky immune system. Even when I was doing the immunotherapy, the doctors in Santa Barbara were a little confused because my immune system wasn't recognizing it. And they were doing whatever they could to try and boost the immune system because my immune system was wacky. So regardless, in the end, I think the choices that I made were good choices. And I again want to thank you all for helping me to make those choices and supporting me through that. Because without the immunotherapy, well, as he was saying, the majority of people who do have this cancer, this type of cancer, it spreads within months. Obviously, that's me knocking on wood. It didn't. I get a PET scan in a few weeks. So that's the next step, just to make sure that it hasn't spread. Now we all know that just because it doesn't show up on a PET scan doesn't mean it's not there. Once it's in a PET scan, it's in a tumor form, and it's already kind of late, especially with this kind of cancer. So I'm going to stay on my cancer diet, and I am going to try and talk to a few people about the care oncology and whether or not that's a good thing to keep going on for now. If anybody has suggestions other than chemo and radiation, I am talking to a radiologist. I went to speak with her last week, and she would also like to see the pathology herself and wants to see the PET scan before making any choices on that. I'm not closing the door, so I see her again after the PET scan and she gets her results. So if anybody wants to provide any suggestions of what I should do between now and then, I'm open. For now, I'm going to stick with what I was doing. That is a helicopter outside my window, so I'm going to sign off and thank you all again. I will talk to you soon.